Now let's do example number 2. In example number 2, we are given a negative lens and a positive mirror. So exactly opposite to this. So we're given a negative lens and a positive mirror combination. Okay, so how do I draw a negative lens? A negative lens is going to be drawn as this, right? And a positive mirror is going to be drawn as that. And since it's a mirror, I'm going to fill it in. Okay. Same exact method we start with. We will draw an optical axis here. Hopefully this will be enough. Okay. And it says that the focal lengths for these are exactly the same, so I'm just going to cheat a little, save some time. Focal lengths, even though that they are actually different, but it gives me the same one, so I'm okay with cheating a little bit. So I'm still going to have F1, F1, F2, F2, and I'm going to have my object, which is going to be at the same distance. So I'm just going to, for this one, I'm going to call this as 10 centimeters. And this is my object. Okay. So, first off, my picture is complete, right? My picture is sort of complete. So now we have to figure out same exact rays. Principal, chief, focal. So principal ray will go this way. Remember, it's a lens, so it's going to use both rays. And it hits this. It is a negative lens, so it is going to diverge. Diverge by how much? Diverge by this much, so it falls in here, that much. So principal comes in here, principal goes out here, P1. So chief ray will come in here from the top, go out here. Okay? Focal, it will come in here. It's a lens, so we have to use both focal points. So it will come in here, starting from the top. Oops. Starting from the top, real light goes in here. Okay? And then it becomes, oops, this is going to be the dotted one, right? And then after it passes through the negative lens, what is it supposed to do? It's supposed to go straight. Right? Okay. It's kind of straight. Okay. So that is going to be my focal. F1. Focal. Okay? Now, where is the image formed? Well, I have to extend things, right? So if I extend this one backwards, that's kind of where my image is formed. This is going to be my I1. Okay? Now, here's the tricky part. Once you have your I1, this distance, ignore the lens in the middle. Now this becomes your object for your second mirror. So this is now going to be my object for my second mirror. Okay? So, ignoring all of the other rays that helped form this, we are going to start from the parallel ray again. And this is going to be where it's going to be incident on. Okay? So the parallel ray, it is a positive mirror, so it is going to be a converging mirror. So my P2, if I can draw this properly, will go from the top here, hit here, and converge through focal 2. This is my P2 ray. Okay, going in, going out. So my chief ray, I have to find the height of this. It is about, I don't know, 5.1234 centimeters. So it's going to be about 1, 2, 3, about here. That's going to be interesting. I should have planned better, made this bigger to begin with. But I'm stuck with it now. So this is going to be where my chief ray goes in, and my chief ray comes out, give or take. Okay? That's C2. C2 goes back here. Okay? Now what's the last ray left? Oh, focal, right? So focal ray. And focal ray was red. So what does a focal ray do? It goes through the focal point, hits, and then comes straight. My focal ray will go through the focal point, the same one because it's a mirror. Can't use the next one because it's a mirror. It's going to go through the focal, hit the mirror, and be reflected back parallel. Uh-oh. It's going to be a mess. I can see where these lines meet, sort of. And that's this point right here. So this is where the image is going to be formed. This is where I2 is going to be formed. Yeah, and it's going to be really tiny and really messy. Okay? But that's the spot for I2. This is the spot for I1. So, now, the question is this a real image or a virtual image? So this one is my object. I1 is virtual and upright. Okay? What about I2? Well, I know it's inverted because this was, but the question is it real or not? And the answer is, since it's on this side of the mirror, it is a real image. So this is that scenario we were talking about. A real object will give you a virtual image which gives you a real image at the end. So with a combination, many things are possible. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you to figure out whether we did this calculations correctly or not. I'll tell you where my eye, the image 1 and image 2 are formed, and then you can plug in your equations and calculate them. Okay, so my image 1 is 9. So I1 is about minus 9 centimeters. And I2, if I've done this correctly, I calculate it to be about, I want to say 14. So I2, I calculated about 14 centimeters. So this is a virtual image, that's why it's going to get a minus sign. This is a real image, that's why it's going to not have a minus sign. Okay? So put in your lens equations, lens 1, lens 2. Remember, this one, when you plug it into here, this focal length will be minus 15. And this one will be the positive one. And the image for this one, okay, let me just do this real quick. So for the first one, the lens mirror equation will be 1 over object plus 1 over image. So it'll be 1 over 15 minus 15 equals 1 over object, which I believe was 30 centimeters, plus 1 over I, 1. So I1 will be calculated from here. The other hand, for I2, your object will be 45 centimeters from here to here, plus this centimeters that you get from here, which is, I believe it's about 10. So it'll be about 10 centimeters. So your total object will be about 55 centimeters. Okay? Once you have that, you can plug in 1 over f equals 1 over object plus 1 over image to calculate I2.